Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. Got another batch of your questions from spring.me/AaronRift. Make sure you check out the other NoDQ&A video episodes from this week. Also, stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding WWE, TNA, Lucha Underground, and other promotions. With that being said, let's get right down to it as I always say. First one today comes from Hooked on Phonics M. Ola, what are your thoughts on Goldberg wanting to wrestle again? Personally, I never thought it would happen. Love the videos, keep them coming. Well, I figured at some point Goldberg would come out of retirement and wrestle one more time. He's always made it clear that he wants his son to be able to see him wrestle. I figured it was inevitable that he would at least come back for one more match, and maybe it'll be a series of matches, who knows? Maybe he's going to get involved with GFW, or maybe he's going to do his own independent comeback. Goldberg could make some money, definitely, doing a comeback tour, so to speak. And his son would be able to get to see him wrestle, and Goldberg can end his career on his own terms. I think that that is what he wants to do. He's made it clear in interviews that he wants to be able to dictate the end of his career. He doesn't want the end of his career to be that match at WrestleMania that everyone crapped on. He wants to be able to go out on his own terms. So I think it's good for him. I think that Goldberg can definitely draw in people, and he could still make a difference even if it's not on a major stage like WWE. I definitely think there's some interest out there from people in seeing a Goldberg reunion tour, or maybe he'll come back and get involved with Jeff Jarrett in the Global Force Wrestling, or maybe he'll just do something totally different. Who knows? Or maybe he'll wrestle in Japan. I mean, there's so many different possibilities for him, but the fact that people still talk about Goldberg to this day, and WWE recently put out the Goldberg DVD and it did really well, I mean, that just goes to show you right there that Goldberg is still a name that people remember, and he did make a huge impact in the wrestling business, despite what WWE tries to portray with their audience. The fact that Goldberg was just a guy who got lucky and was in the right place in the right time, and maybe he was, but he was still a huge superstar, probably the biggest superstar that WCW ever had. I would actually say he was their biggest draw. When you look at Goldberg during that period, he was as hot can be, and he was a WCW creation. He wasn't a guy that came in from WWE. He was one of the few homegrown talents in WCW, and he was on fire. I mean, the reactions he got. You go back and watch that Hogan-Goldberg match at the Georgia Dome. When Goldberg won the title, I mean, that's the kind of pop you don't see in wrestling today. And I don't know if you ever see a pop quite like that. I mean, even Steve Austin, I mean, he got huge pops. But that reaction Goldberg got when he won the title, not a person in that building was sitting down. It was just insane. So very happy that Goldberg is able to come back and do his own thing, and good for him. I mean, if he's in the area, I would definitely like to see him wrestle one more time. All right, this one comes from Ben Jones 31945. Hey Aaron, do you think people are starting to like Roman Reigns? Do you think he should be champion? I think he should win it at SummerSlam and give him his time. What do you think? Please answer in video. Well, I think WWE should still go with Roman Reigns and try to push him as the top star. I think that fans are starting to let their guard down with Roman Reigns. I think a lot of people were very on the fence with him, and they felt that it was too soon. I mean, that was basically the general consensus with the wrestling fans, with the internet sports entertainment community. They felt that it was too soon for Roman Reigns to be WWE champion. That was the first problem. The second problem was Daniel Bryan came back, and everyone thought, oh, cool, Daniel Bryan's healthy. He should be in the main event of WrestleMania. It should be the big Daniel Bryan comeback story, and that's what people wanted. And when they did not get that, they resented Roman Reigns for it. So once again, like 2014 with Batista, Roman Reigns was just in the wrong place at the wrong time when people wanted Daniel Bryan in that WrestleMania spot. Now that it's clear that WWE had every right to be cautious about Daniel Bryan, I think it's a different situation. I think fans realize that WWE made the right decision not to put Daniel Bryan in the main event at WrestleMania, and Roman Reigns has been doing very well. I mean, besides the crappy promos, his matches have been really good. He had a really good match with Bryan at Fastlane. The match with Lesnar was good, and then he had a much better than expected match with Big Show at Extreme Rules. And to me, I mean, I think that Extreme Rules match helped Roman Reigns a lot. I think that he probably gained a lot of respect from fans for that match. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to keep going out there and having memorable performances. The problem is that when WWE started pushing him towards the main event, what happened was the Shield broke up, Roman Reigns started feuding with Seth Rollins, and then he got hurt. And then he came back, and WWE just immediately thrusted him into the main event picture at the Royal Rumble without Roman Reigns really establishing himself and having a series of memorable pay-per-view matches. That's what he needs. He needs several months of good to great pay-per-view matches where he really earns the respect of the fans. You know, the fans can look at him and say, this is a guy that has busted his ass and he deserves the top spot. And I think fans are starting to turn the corner with him. So I do feel that WWE should give him another shot and just go with it. Maybe we'll see it at SummerSlam. You know, SummerSlam seems like a good time, although it's possible we'll get Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, there's always the possibility he might get the title at Payback and WWE goes with Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns Part 2 at SummerSlam. Or they do another triple threat, which I actually hope they don't do the triple threat, but you know that's definitely a possibility as well. All right, this one comes from Spectre World. It's been almost 10 years. Can John Cena change his opening theme music? Well, unless he changes his character, I don't really feel there's a need to change his music. And you look back to guys like Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels had the same theme song for almost his entire singles career. There was really never any reason to change up his music. And the same thing goes with John Cena. If John Cena is not turning heel or changing his character, why change the music? It's so recognizable, and when people come out, it always gets an instant reaction right from the very first sound of the music. You know, everyone knows it's John Cena's theme song. It's something that people instantly identify with. And people even do the John Cena sucks singing to the song now. To me, you know, it's a classic song. There's no good reason to change the music. All right, this one comes from Raw is War 98. What's up, Aaron? What was more infamous, the Montreal Screwjob or the finger poke of doom? Well, the finger poke of doom was just one of many mistakes that WCW made. It was one of many storylines. Montreal was real life. That was a real incident. And the finger poke of doom, while it was significant, it was not the incident that changed WCW because there were so many of them. And WCW was starting to have problems well before the finger poke of doom. And WCW was still doing good business after the finger poke of doom. But with the Montreal Screwjob, that was a real-life event that completely changed the wrestling industry. And it was very significant. Bret Hart going to WCW and WWE taking that incident and Vince McMahon becoming the real-life heel to people based off of what happened in Montreal, and WWE capitalizing on that and turning him into Mr. McMahon, and that led to Austin McMahon, the hottest feud in wrestling history, the biggest box office attraction in WWE history. The Montreal Screwjob, I mean, it's something that people were talking about for years and years, and they tried to recreate it so many times in storylines. So no doubt the Montreal Screwjob was infamous in many ways. You know, not just how it affected WWE, but how it affected WCW. Finger poke of doom was just one of many bad decisions by WCW that slowly led up to their downfall. All right, this one comes from BJG 201. What do you think about Paul Heyman going back to commentary temporarily, since commentary is lacking right now and Brock is off television? Well, if Paul Heyman was going to be brought back as a commentator, it would have been done a long time ago. The fact that he hasn't come back up to this point leads me to believe that WWE just wants to utilize him as the manager or the advocate for Brock Lesnar. It would be nice to have Paul Heyman back. I think he would do a better job than the current crop of guys that they have, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't see Paul Heyman coming back, and maybe he doesn't want to. Who knows? It could be his decision. But yeah, I think it would have happened already if WWE was going to do it. Paul Heyman, I would like to see him utilized as much as possible. I mean, Paul Heyman is just tremendous. But then again, part of keeping Brock Lesnar special is having Paul Heyman be the one guy that represents Brock Lesnar, and Paul Heyman have one advocate. If Paul Heyman has multiple guys, it waters down Paul Heyman as an act. So when Paul Heyman is representing one guy, it makes Brock Lesnar all that more special. And we saw with some of the other guys like Curtis Axel and Ryback, didn't really work out with those guys being Paul Heyman guys. So WWE feels it's just best to keep Paul Heyman as a special attraction like Brock Lesnar. All right, got this one here from Dave451985. If it wasn't your job, would you still watch WWE at this point? If so, what would it take for you to stop? Well, that is a very good question. If I did not have the website, I do not think I would be watching current WWE during this time period. I think I would be watching WWE during the WrestleMania season and maybe during the SummerSlam season, because I know that is the time that WWE really focuses on making the shows important. I've been conditioned, and I'm sure many other fans have been conditioned to believe that the period between WrestleMania and SummerSlam is not important, and the period at the end of the year is not important. So I would probably not watch WWE during the spring and the fall. I think I would watch all the pay-per-view events because the WWE Network is such a good deal, and the pay-per-views are there. So you're paying for it, why not watch it? And of course, I think I would have the WWE Network. There's tons of content on there, old stuff that I like to watch back on, and there's still lots of great content on WWE Network. So I think I would be a subscriber, and I would watch the pay-per-views, and I would watch Raw during WrestleMania season and during SummerSlam season. But I think that would be about it. I don't think I'd be watching it right now with their current product. So that'll do it for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. If you take just a few moments of your day, please share this video with friends, family, anybody you know who watches wrestling or WWE. Have them check out the videos, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Got well over 1,000 videos now. Lots of reviews, not just No DQ&A video, but all of the WCW videos recapping all the pay-per-views. Have them check out the videos, and stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the very latest, and I will see you guys next time for another edition of No DQ&A video.